You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
White House insiders frustrated as GOP fears Trump's speech will make things even worse, based on an article by Alex Henderson. Trump is not drifting, he is steering. The real power is the megaphone. Politico reports that Trump plans a primetime White House speech on election security and, instead of talking up inflation relief or the housing law, may return to 2020 and old conspiracy material. That is the whole story. The president controls the narrative, and the rest of the Republican Party is left managing the damage after the fact. The party knows who decides. The quotes from GOP figures are not signs of independence. They are admissions of dependence. Senate Majority Leader John Thune can say he is focused on 2026, but he does not control the Republican message. White House staff may prefer the economy, but the president is choosing spectacle over discipline. In this party, institutional hierarchy is decorative. Trump decides what the party is about, and everyone else reacts. Election integrity is a cover story. The phrase itself is misdirection. The report describes baseless claims and debunked conspiracies, yet Trump's allies are selling them as election integrity revelations. That is not confusion. It is a technique. Rebrand prior falsehoods as revelation, dress resentment up as principle, and keep the base in a permanent state of grievance. Bannon says the point is to fire them up. Exactly. The function of the lie is mobilization, not persuasion. The blame is pointed downward. The Republican anxiety in this story is not about Democratic legitimacy. It is about whether Trump will hurt the party's odds in the midterms by obsessing over 2020 instead of prices. That is the tell. The concern is electoral efficiency, not truth. The party is willing to live with authoritarian noise so long as it can be packaged profitably. When the cost becomes too visible, party insiders complain about tone, timing, and message discipline instead of the underlying corruption of the message itself. The economic talk is also political. The article notes renewed tension with Iran is driving up fuel prices, while inflation has eased and the housing law should be a better story for Republicans. But Trump is choosing the symbolic economy of conspiracy over the material economy of governing. That is not a distraction from politics. It is the politics. Authoritarian movements do this constantly. When material results are mixed or inconvenient, they pivot to ritualized enemies, fabricated betrayal, and loyalty theater. What this story really shows, the deeper pattern is simple. A major American party is still subordinate to a leader who treats democratic legitimacy as a disposable prop. Party officials can fret about the midterms all they want. The structural problem is that they built a coalition around a man who turns every institution into a stage set, and every election into a grudge narrative. Democrats do not need to pretend this is symmetrical. One party is trying to govern, the other keeps making excuses for the man who taught it to confuse power with sabotage. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article. With the automated voice of Marcus, thanks for listening.